Heat 5. I am Alexander Ned. So glad you could join us here on GC Sports. I'm joined in the booth by no other than legendary commentator there, Pudding, and my new co-host for tonight there, Din Kate. So glad you guys could join us. Let's go ahead and get started. I apologize for the delay. We might have just missed it. We had a technical difficulty with my mic. But we are at Michigan here tonight, and the second race of the season here. It should be a good one, guys.
Slider race, multiple lines here, a lot faster being these guys are in custom cars tonight, Alex. These guys are going to definitely be hauling the mail into turns 1 and 2. The high line, the Larson line, everybody, whatever you want, it doesn't work out so great here, but draft is going to be a big dependent factor tonight for these guys too. You do not want to lose that draft.
Yeah, especially with low draft there being a factor as well. We typically expect this to be a high draft track, but you can definitely lose the draft here, perhaps even easier than beforehand, since the settings are going to be low draft for this series.
Yeah, one good bump to another car, a scrape into the wall, a missed apex, missing your line going into the corner, all of that can cost and affect you falling back. I feel like within a car and a half, it's so difficult unless you got somebody pushing you to get back into that draft.
We join the action already in progress here out of turn number 4. And we see the field, 12 drivers here tonight, 100 laps around this 2-mile racetrack located in the Irish Hills of Michigan there.
It's in Brooklyn, but not New York.
On board there, taking a look from the 14 of Flash 9, who was oh so close about 1 week ago, had that unfortunate issue in the outside wall there late in that race. We'll be talking about mistakes and way to minimize them there. I want to bring in there Din Kate. What do you think some of the trouble areas are on this track?
Probably turns 1 and 2. That's where I always had the trouble, was turn 1 and 2. I would slide up more than I would in turns 3 and 4.
And I real quick, not to interrupt you guys, I just saw something happen with 12, the private patent right there. I don't know if it was a glitch. His car kind of turned sideways, put him into the outside wall, and fell all the way back, and now he's tailing the field.
It can happen just that quickly there.
Yep.
As I'm still impressed, though, despite it being low draft, most of the field still single file in a big happy pack as we walk and watch that 43 car. That is Sludge. Bright green car this week there, was in a red car last week. All this action happening behind, I believe, and let's work our way up to the point. Sorry if I get everybody. The 34 car, Jr. there, who is leading Michael McDowell paint scheme up front.
And these guys starting to go a little, I wouldn't say crazy, but they're breaking up the single file. I'm on board with Mike RPM in that one car getting a big old shove. 53 DK Brown right in front of him. He's going to dive down to the inside line. I don't know about you guys, but even let those guys have that inside line. I prefer that second lane here. I feel like you don't scrub as much speed, and you get so much drive off of it, and you don't eat the tires quite as bit. Billy Holcomb back here in that 37 too. He used to back in the Giggity days run for Robbie Racing. Really good friends with the UK buddy over there, running Robbie's 37 car right there. So maybe a little homage to Robbie from B. Holcomb right there, as the one car gets a little crazy, has to hold on to it. That's my car TM, and we drives right into the inside of that 37. We're talking DK Brown at 53 is going to follow him.
I actually saw a little bit of contact into the outside wall by the 14 of Flash 9 there, and it kind of stacked everybody right behind him. He's running along in second place, and you can see exactly how everybody else was able to take advantage of that, including the one car, Mike RPM, who was able to get a 2-for-1 deal down the backstretch, move that car up to first. And I believe this is not my first rodeo calling a race at Michigan. Mike RPM is a force to be reckoned with, and he's going for the third on the backstretch, along with the 14, who's challenging for the lead as they enter turn 3. Here comes Flash 9 underneath, flashing by that 34 car with a new leader in hand, that 14 car at the point.
Yeah, and Mike RPM actually started second last, so he's on the move.
Making moves, and that is Mike RPM up in that RPM range, I guess you would say, especially here at Michigan. As 53 DK Brown pulls behind, then the 95. That is the Bear. We've talked about it too before. As the Bear has worked his way up through C and B, people have gotten into him, made a little contact. You don't want to poke the Bear because he will come back with a vengeance and show you how to drive it. As I say that, I'm on board with DK Brown, and it looked like he just dropped right into that Rick Ware car into pit lane. I think we might have something happen with the 53 right there, guys.
He's actually sitting, we have one car sitting on the front stretch right there. That left us with an 11 car pack, and I believe DK Brown in that 53 car, as we go quickly to take a look. He is on pit road, yes. So that would be a DNF in my book there. That's unfortunate there for a guy, the pole setter early. Kansas couldn't get it quite done. Finishing third there tonight, was able to talk to him, but this is going to be a significant hit in the points with a DNF early in this one.
Those guys going single file, trying to use that draft. Go ahead and Jane, apologize.
Oh, I just said I hate when that happens.
Just no warning.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times I got to tell Ben Kate. Every time something like that happens, he says a Chevy blows an engine, and it's not a blown engine by a Chevrolet. That's his technical. The Ford, I would say blown engine, but
no. Okay, I'll give you that one. ooh, the Bear just like went like
to the outside as we
down.
see some trouble on the backstretch there with KB Showtime, I believe in that 47. He's actually fallen to the tail end of that line. Things are heating back up front though. Mike RPM and the Bear, a couple of pro leaguers there working hard at it, going side by side, ripping down the front straightaway at over 190 plus, perhaps just hitting 200 before they go down. Look at the 14 and take a look at the line that 14 is, kind of protecting that outside line, but dropping down low in the turns to make sure that the one car doesn't get to the bottom of the racetrack as well. There's actually contact between the two as they go down the backstretch.
And the one car now dives to the inside. He's going to have some draft help. The Bear sticks with the 14 to the outside. You can tell the 14 has been testing because he is still running that all-sponsorless car, so he has been in the test mode right now. One car makes a move down to the inside. He's going to have 4 cars. Private Pat giving that first 2 up there. This is going to be a drag race to see who's credited left with that lap lead right there.
On board.
And it looks like the one car.
Yep, Mike RPM got it.
From the Goodyear blimp, we're taking a look there, and now the 95 thinking about threading the needle. The 12th car, he was just at the tail end of this field, and look at this contact. Bears in the wall, right in front of the 47 car, and everyone scatters.
Trying to avoid contact and trying to stay in the draft, avoid that damage. At the same time, the 14 car, Flash 9 pushed up by himself, will get freight train on the inside unless somebody wants to go with him. The hitter out there in YouTube land says what's going on. Now that 14 has a little help from the 43. Still a lot of momentum on that inside line. And again, Private Pat dropped to the back. I think he might have a little glitch or something right there. Already worked his way back in his top 6 pack, guys.
The 34 car, I didn't get to see who started on the pole, but once we join there 3 laps in, we'll get a lap count for you guys here in a moment. But he has a fast forward considering it was at the point when we dropped in. But the guy that has seen most every car in this field has been the one car, and he's driven it up to that same position. That's Mike RPM, who I picked to perhaps be a true factor in this race there. Mike RPM, he just seems to know how to get around this racetrack here, but now he left that bottom lane open, and here comes a head full of steam by the 34 and the 37.
Yeah, and that outside line, that momentum, it's looking real good. That's around that second line, the 34s there. They make a little contact with Mike RPM in that one, trying to get back up against that wall. Again, all the way up by the wall. We have seen the Kyle Larson HWH high wide Hanson line does not work here. Want to keep it down on that white line or at least a second line. Sometimes if you got some help on that quasi third line to get pushed around there, but you want to get ducked back down in here. And now our Mike RPM pulls at least one car on these guys, but he has got everybody smoking him right behind him. They are straight training and right back to his bumper that quickly.
Yep.
You know, I consider what we're seeing here, pack racing, and truly, with the one car, just like what we see perhaps at Daytona or Talladega. Look at where the one is running, trying to decide what lane to pick and bring up with him, behind him, as we go on board with the one car.
Who does he want pushing him, or who does he want with him there, Alex, you know, and to see if they can get there too. A lot of these guys have obviously driven with each other a lot to get to this point, but that's some of the hardest things to do in a drag track or brake track, driving with people that you've never driven with before. These guys obviously are here, and the A-siders, the pinnacle, the peak of GC sports for a reason, so they have probably ruffled each other's feathers a couple times beforehand, but they'll have to drive around each other very well.
And they're doing a good job. Like, there's no cautions. They had a few little mishaps, but it didn't do too much damage to anybody.
Duha in that 34 now making a move to the inside. Mike RPM still with the 14 flash 9 behind him. 34 that's running with the top 3, 12. Private Patton trying to make a move back up into the top 5, and he has done that inside with no welcome right now too. These guys trying to figure out how to find that gap.
Couple of blue ovals right behind the run bow tie as the 37 actually gave a good shot to the back bumper of the 12 car. As we look back, here comes Bear trying to re-enter the top 5. That Toyota there, and there goes the 37.
Go to the pits.
Yeah, we do expect these guys on times to wear. I believe we will see pit stops here as Flash 9 on the apron.
Yep.
And
Flash 9 and the 37. Oh!
There they go, the 47 of KB Showtime. They're 3 wide as they flash across the start-finish line, but KB Showtime in that 47 did not get stepping in. Look at the 37 almost battling, beating the 95 of Bear to the outside as well.
So
that was close.
Pit stops, yeah, that was close. The green flag pit stops are open, and I'm on board right now watching the 37. It looks like that is Billy Holcomb. And 2 others make a move too, so that is the international turn signal. They're going to come down and get 4 freshies in the belly full of fuel here.
Yeah, and I feel bad for KB Showtime because I've done that. Spun out going on the pit road on Sunday. So
Tuesday night, it happened to Private Patton while he was leading 3 times, and ultimately, I don't want to have to keep bringing this up, but he's out there listening, ultimately cost him a race win that night by a pit stop mishap.
He's currently leading right now, but you saw Mike RPM go down pit road, and because of that gaggle of cars there that got spread out, we actually see the field actually strung out for their pit stop. The 1 car had a slight advantage on the 12. 12 Ryan Blaney. Remember, this is the paint scheme that actually went to victory lane here in the real race here. He and the 43 as well as the 95 are all in. Excuse me, make that the 37.
There's no Hendrick Motorsports cars in this series.
Probably because they're all out there still celebrating the championship. No offense, Alex. I know you're a Brad K guy. I know you're a Ford guy.
We don't talk about it. My boys. Bear's going to be heading in here this time by.
Yep, I was just going to say, the Bear is bringing his Bear 95 Pro League sponsor card down in there.
I just hope nobody wrecks the company car on Monday or Sunday.
The 12 and the 43 there worked their way in. Flash 9 has been able to take the lead, at least on this exchange of green flag pit stop of drivers that have already been in. He is considerably ahead of the 1 and the 34 by a wide margin. There at least 10 car lengths. I would say about a second on the racetrack. The car that they are trying to chase down, who I don't know if he's actually gone in, is the 18.
Let me see if I can pull up Caddy's broadcast if he's got one going, see if that helps us out a little bit here.
So the 1 car makes short work. Oh, we got 1 spinning.
No.
In the infield right there in turn 2, it was Bear trying to get back onto the course. And it's a single car issue off the track. So no yellow flag. He's well off the pace though.
Yeah, he's having a hard time getting her back going. He came off the grass and spun it again.
You would think that I'd be able to figure out how to, with triple monitors, drive racing, and get this race on one and Caddy's pulled up on the other, but that's how technologically advanced I am.
I believe the 18 is our leader there, but I believe he took a little bit of strategy, perhaps only 2 tires on that. You see the 14, the first driver to go down pit road.
Yes,
take
the 18
short
is
work.
Leader. I'm on Teddy's stream, confirmed to that. Yes, Alex, yes.
And how many laps to go do we have there? We'll find that out, I guess, next time by.
23 of 29, it looked like, as he was just clipping through right there.
So about 6 laps to go. And Flash 9, Stage 1 winner last week, or excuse me, Stage 2 winner of last week. Looking to try another green and white checker flag. The Bush brothers there battling it out for a second, but again, it's going to be a short work of the 18 who is on a 2-tire strategy call. The 14 has the oldest tires, though, inside the top 5. The 1 car pitted about 1 lap behind him. Will that be enough to try and get around? These two battle it out for the Stage 2 victory at Kansas 1 week ago.
We've seen such great racing in all of the classes, the C, B, and the A. The first broadcast we did with the Slider A class, I'm glad I got clicked over to it. It was probably one of the closest, most exciting races I've gotten to call in a long time, Alex, and you know how both of us can get excited and stuff like that. I was standing up and I needed oxygen after that, and let me tell you what, it was super close. And these guys are probably just trying to bear their patience, get to the end. We say this all the time, whether it be iRacing, whether it be tractor pulling, whether it be NASCAR Heat 5. You can't win on lap 1. You can't win halfway down. You actually, win when that checkered flag comes out. It's common sense. You guys just battle the attrition to get there, not to damage your car, costing anything else, or any pit lane speeding penalties or anything like that. So it's very technical. We all know, and we all enjoy racing on Heat 5.
Yep. And don't forget, Sunday, we're at Atlanta for the sliders and customs.
Weren't I supposed to be there for them?
Yeah.
Well, I hope.
You were supposed to be there last week too, but you weren't.
Oh yeah, I was doing something. We'll worry about that later, but tonight, guys, we are here at Michigan. Appreciate what Alex is doing the broadcast. And always an honor and a privilege to be up here with him to help him out. I had some stuff going on. Told Teddy, it's like, just give me a couple minutes. Let me go hose off real quick. Just walked in the door. So Alex, again, thank you for what you do on Thursdays, and you dedicate on Mondays, and everybody that helps make this league go around so we can see this incredible racing action all throughout the week.
Yes. Thank
Except
you.
for Teddy,
You're
because
welcome.
his checks bounce.
I didn't even know you guys got checks.
Yeah, mine bounced. Don't worry about it, it bounced.
All right, y'all. We're coming to 2 laps to go here. That 1 car has been able to catch the 14. Catching is one thing, though. Getting around him, that is another issue. Can Mike RPM do so, though? I believe so, and he has fresher tires than that 14. He's going to have to be defensive there as they enter turn 2. Down the backstretch for the penultimate time in Stage 1. Here comes the 1 car to a look to the inside. Didn't have the run. Couldn't side draft there. He'll stay behind him, but that gap is less than a car length between the 2.
Yep.
And the 1 car is actually going to take a look to the outside. Really defensive slide by the 14.
I like that line by the 1, and we quickly saw how much momentum he gained from that by not being on that bottom side. He got just enough of a run. He's only half a car back as they cross that finish line. Can he do it again?
Will the bumpers come out to work as the 1 car try to cut underneath right on the yellow line? There is no grip down there, especially this late in a run. The 1 car thought better of it, though. He's able to keep all 4 tires in the grippy stuff, but will it be enough to get around that 14? One final set of corners. Flash 9 doing all he can to keep Mike RPM at bay. It's going to be enough to get him his 2nd stage win of the season. It's early, but that 14 car showing that he is a championship contender already. The 14 of Flash 9, Stage 1 winner at Michigan.
14 Mike RPM, and it looked like the 12 of Private Patton, but let me get confirmation of that as Taddy. I can confirm, can say it's 8. Yeah, Private Patton was 3rd, so Sludge was 4th, so we have Flash 9. Taddy's flipping through too quick on the screen. Flash 9, Mike RPM, Patton, Sludge, and now his pit adjustments. No, Taddy, no. You want 100% tape.
Oh, yes. You know,
Yeah.
I like the commentator in you there, Pudding, but the crew chief in you has me questioning.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I'm not going to give out that. We've seen it before where people have watched other people's streams and they say what they're doing. I'm not going to give anybody else what their adjustments or anything like that.
No.
But
Well, that's assuming that you think other people are going to listen to that 100% tape call.
yeah, for one lap of qualifying, 100% tape. That's about it. That's all you get. And I think DK Brown was our pole sitter because it keeps taking me back to them. So.
Yep. DK Brown was the pole sitter.
Here we go,
Adding
Alex.
insult to injury.
Stack 'em, man. Let's take it away. I'll let you have it.
There's the 14 car electing. Actually, not electing. He's automatically going to start at the bottom, but the Mike RPM quickly going to join him right there as we see single file. First car out in that outside lane is going to be sludged in that 43. Here comes the 37 as well.
I like his paint.
Ooh, there's some contact being made in the back. One car clips the wall just a little bit.
Yeah, that caution brake also
Bear and KB Showtime, it looks like. So
both those drivers
single foul.
have already found issue with KB spinning to get on the pit road, and we saw Bear spin on the exit of pit road there. These guys are in desperate need to try and make up some ground and some stage points, neither of them getting any. Well, actually, I believe Bear might have, with DK Brown actually getting up. Oh, slight contact between the 34 and the 12, who actually had to get out of the gas just a little bit in order to not hit the wall.
They all look a little loose coming off of that corner.
This is the best that your cars are ever going to be, as the 34 car gave the 12 a bump, moved him up the racetrack there.
34 is going after 37. No.
And one thing I like to remind viewers and even drivers myself is that here at Michigan, that yellow line there, it's just a guidance rule. There is no out of bounds there. So we have seen drivers go and express their intent to get to the bottom of somebody there. The question is, you yourself, how comfortable are you and how low do you feel you'll go to get around somebody there? I think yellow line will come to a
sludge in the wall,
play a factor. And yes, he did all the way to 11th place with that 43 car because of that.
I've been watching the guy on YouTube. He has a little channel. He's been doing it's called a series called Rise of the Field Fillers, and he's got another show out there I watched today too. It was called 3 Before February, about Tony Roper, Adam Petty, and Kenny Irwin passings all in 1 year and all that happened. But to go back and watch Kenny Irwin take it 6 wide at Talladega below the yellow line before that rule, I forgot about that. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid, it drew it back. Alex talking about that yellow line rule. Yeah, we know yellow line rule here at Michigan, but to go back and watch that, now I completely understand and completely approve of that yellow line rule. Kenny Irwin was a great dirt driver and stuff, but man, that took some testicular fortitude to make 6 wide down the backstretch on that 42 MB2 car that he was driving that.
That was a good fact.
I have one every now and then.
The 12 car, private patent. Those Wi-Fi connectivity issues have seemed to have gone away on the 12. The lone Penske duo inside the top 5. The other half, his teammate there, the 2 car, coming off a strong second place finish last week. They're not having the run. That's Mafia, I believe, trailing. And have not talked much about him. I'm sorry, Marley.
Nope.
Right in front of KP Showtime. These drivers just have not really shown the speed here today to migrate inside that top 5, and they're actually losing touch with this lead pack, which is now dwindled down to about 8 cars. The last on that line being the 18.
Yeah, they could also be doing a strategy. The 2 could be doing a strategy.
That's very true, and that was strategy that won him the second place there, and he's currently second in the points. Because of that, saving fuel. There is no law or rule on this series for how much you can save fuel, but tire wear I don't think it's necessarily going to agree with these guys who saw on a 2-tire stop how it worked out for the 18, and spoiler,
Yep.
it did not. So I don't know if we're going to necessarily see that again play out. But if the caution flags, and we've not seen a computer-controlled caution here yet today, if they do come out, that could be another added element of this race. Let's go back up to the 3 wide.
To go outside to push the 14. They are almost 3 and 4 wide right there. Didn't want to interrupt you, Alex. That was a big move by the bear to try to make that outside line work.
Oh, he's in the wall in the 12 as well. He's spinning.
Oh.
Big damage, and there goes more competitors.
Caddy's involved.
The question is, does that bring out the yellow? I don't believe it does.
It
No.
did not bring out the yellow.
Taddy got a hit from the 34 car. We were on board when all that happened.
Did they put caution on?
I believe Caddy set the lobby up.
He's fired. That should have been a caution.
Yeah. That
So
should have been
unfortunately, because the cars really did not come to a stop and they just scrubbed off speed there, that is not going to trigger the yellow flag here in this stage, and it has dwindled our lead back to what was 8 cars, now 6. With a couple of heavyweight contenders in trouble. The Taddy with some damage there. We saw Bear. Bear was actually the first one to get loose, knocked the 12 car, Private Patton, into the wall. And that's what kind of set that thing off. Out of turn 2, the trouble spot there, Dinkate, who you had talked about earlier in stage 1, becoming an issue here in stage 2.
Well, Dinkate's got a lot of problems at a lot of tracks. He just doesn't know how to drive. He's Canadian.
Hey.
Blame Canada. No, I'm just joking, as everybody knows. Dinkate's one of my good buddies, too. But 37 makes a very aggressive and powerful move. Contact was free to round that 18 to run back up here in second place. Gets behind that 14 car. So the top 3 again have started to break away. Like Alex said, load grab. There's 3 cars behind them, though. So the 3 cars behind them, if they go single file, and these guys stay single file up front, Alex, I believe might be able to get the tail end, and that we'll see a little Toyota Ford action right there, the 12 and the 18, see if they can get hooked up and make that lead pack happen again. But yeah, very detrimental to those guys and that were involved in that accident. Now's the time to take a deep breath, recoup. Remember, you got stages going on, and you're not out of this yet.
Nope.
Kind of seeing.
I guess Mark RPM isn't listening because he's not staying in mind.
Well, that one car is always going to be aggressive. I believe he's fast enough to try and lead that second pack to stay in touch and get behind. Even with low draft, though, they should be able, that 18, if it's punching a big enough hole in the air, that one car can sniff it. I believe we will see that second pack slowly but surely work their way back up into contention here.
Yeah, I'm leaning back here again. I'm looking at Taddy. He's got KB Shooting behind him, 43. So these guys, there's a pack of those cars that were involved. They're in something, but now the 2 cars will make a move inside of 43. And Taddy said, you know what, I'm going right up the nose of this thing. He just went 3 wide for that action and makes little contact with 43. As we all know, Taddy he dilly-gas. He don't care. He wants to go to the high side. He'll take it right up through the nose. He'll put it right down the gully if he's got to get him way up there. And now he is leading that pack right there by a powerful 3 wide up the middle move. I kind of like it, especially that paint scheme. Love that paint scheme.
But that is impressive considering the amount of damage. He did get punted by the 34 right there. That is damage that he will most likely have to fix, or if he does decide to fix, could cost him some time. But it's still impressive considering he was able to work his way through the middle there. And the car with damage on the damage model on NASCAR Heat 5, the rear end, if you do get that yellow, your car is very loose. It is not stable, and Michigan's already a loose racetrack.
Especially at high speed, yeah, very much so. So we'll have to see how that all pans out for him. But I mean, still fight left of these guys back here in the back of the pack. They may not be running up front quite yet. They will be back up again, and I think right there, as I'm on board with Taddy, that is that he just put the turn signal on. He says, I'm going to go down and see what I can do with this thing.
Meanwhile, back up front, we have a new leader, and that is B. Holcomb in that 37 car. He had the 18er race head.
Ooh,
talking about.
He was going to go down. Oh, him and Bad Fast Marley were going in. But Fast Marley was a little faster, and Taddy tapped him.
Meanwhile, up front, that pass for the lead by the 37 car slowed down that first pack, and you can see who has taken full advantage of that. Mike RPM in that one car. He's led that second pack back into contention there, side by side for the lead out of turn 4 as the 18er Racehead takes a look underneath Holcomb.
He makes a big move, nobody behind him, high line. Now here comes Mike RPM in that one, drops below that white line, gains a 10th probably if he gets behind that 18. So now we do have a Toyota, Chevrolet, battle, Ford, especially Ford's going on, five contenders up here. One car right behind him, got to be able to be smooth and methodical, not lose the 5 car in front of him, but these guys are still battling it out. 18 of Racehead, our current leader as right now.
And we will have a green flag pit stop as the one car, walked up the racetrack, opened up the bottom. They're 3 wide out of turn 4. The 37 extremely high, just all but nipping the wall out of turn 4. It's going to cost him some momentum. The one car in the sucker hole. And here comes Private Patton in that 12 car looking to try and take advantage of a 2-for-1 sell as they go into turn 1. Doesn't get the momentum there, though.
Second lane, Private Patton making his name again. One president back down to the third. Here's B. Holcomb on the outside. One car now makes a move to the inside of Racehead, and that's Mike RPM. B. Holcomb goes with him. 12 says, no, I'm going down to the outside. Then Private Patton says, nope, I'm going to do it. And he can't make up his mind right now. That's going to cost him. He needs to be able to stay in line as the 34 car is now caught up and got around him because of that.
Yep. Just behind that lead pack, you saw Flash 9 get on pit road there. He was able to win stage 1 with that move by pitting earlier than his competitors. What will happen there as we see the 18 and the 1 and the 37, I believe everybody's going to come in. This is going to be dicey for our top 5. Will they all be able to get on pit road cleanly without a mistake?
Taddy just crossed the finish line. I can't tell if he's lapped down right now because of where he's at, but it said 11 laps, so possibly 11 to 10 laps.
The 18 gave the 1 a bump. And I hope that the 1 didn't get a speeding penalty. 1 in the wall. It's KB Showtime again entering pit road.
He's spun again going into pit. Oh, no.
And that is going to be for the second time.
He's not happy.
No.
Meanwhile, I want to keep an eye on the 1 car. He had gotten a bump from the 18 of Racehead entering pit road. I hope that wasn't enough to give him a speeding penalty. As you see the 47 car actually go down.
The 34, our current leader, Alex.
Nope. Looks like the 1 and the 18 are going to be clean.
Yeah. I'm on Taddy's stream.
I love watching them coming out of pit road. Well,
here they come. Here comes Flash 9 on the outside. Oh, yeah, Dinkate, I appreciate you for sticking around there.
No problem. Anytime you guys need help.
Appreciate you, but you're always good. And Dennis, you're a good guy, man. Everybody knows I love to give people grief and have fun, but
oh God, yeah.
All Dinkate and I, we can go back and forth for hours on giving each other baloney. So.
Yep. Blame KC.
As the rest of the field.
South Park never said that we're good. So, but the 43 looks like it's the leader right now, and that would be Sludge.
You have to come down pit road. You have to wonder. I saw these guys about 5 laps. That's all they would have to make. As he signals that he's going to go down pit road this time by. Flash 9 had a bit of a slower entry there onto pit road, so he wasn't able to take the lead away, and now he finds himself behind the 1 car on older tires. The draft's going to play a factor into keeping him still in contention, but he's going to have a harder time to get around that 1 car, much harder than what the 1 had to get around the 14 earlier in this race.
And I've done that, Alex. Sometimes you know you're going to give up the spot, whether it be on iRacing or on console, whatever it is. I'd rather be conservative, know that I'm going to make my pit lane speed, know that I want to get there, and then try to get it back up the track. The penalty is just so hard to overcome, especially at a 2-mile track like this here in Michigan.
So it's the 1 and the 14.
We haven't seen a caution.
Exactly. As the one in the 14, ooh, look at Flash 9. He actually took to the inside, and he'll have some power from another blue oval with him.
43's
So
coming
43
out,
is
still being
still on
shown
pit
as the
road.
leader.
Yeah.
Now the 14 back to be the lead. They just transferred over to 14 Flash 9.
Interestingly made by the one car who actually lost 3 spots. Seeing if he's going to attack later on, but that was unexpected. He had control of this race, but Flash 9 did a brilliant move to get to the inside of him right there on that section of the speedway there 1 lap ago. And now he has actually fallen back to 4th place. Here comes the 37 of B. Holcomb as well.
On board with Duh, just watching that single car draft ahead of him develop, and he has fallen back. He needs some kind of help or something to help him up front. Those guys need to run side by side, or he needs an accident to happen. But the 18 right now, they're showing on my screen a lot of damage. Still don't know if that's a glitch, but a heck of a lot of damage to the 18. 14 up here pulling around the 12. That is Private Pat in the back. That's back of the lead car. 5-car pack is Mike RPM. But Duh in that 34 is just watching these guys walk away. Yeah,
unfortunately, he's not close enough at all unless things get really racy up front. With 4 laps to go, that time by, I think we're seeing the battle for the Stage 2 win going to come out of these 5 cars up front. Private Patton in that 12 car to the inside of the 14. Now the blue ovals are side by side down the backstretch.
Ford, Toyota, Chevrolet. See how this all works out. Private Patton is now about a quarter of a car, half car ahead. Flash 9 has got 18 racing pushing him from behind. 37 B Holcomb's going to go to the inside with the 12, but on Mike RPM, that one car is going to go to the outside. So that's 3-on-2 crime right there. The 3 draft will help out, but the 12 and 37 have the preferred line. They're going to be able to hold on to this, but that draft effect is still going to keep them right there. Now they go back up 4 line. B Holcomb out by himself. Billy, nope, see, look. Quick as you say something, somebody's right back down in front of him. Now he has some draft help again.
The 14 did the crossover move. The 12 car did all he could to slide up, but that sudden loss of momentum to do that allowed that 14 to break to the inside, and now Flash 9 still in control of this race with 2 laps to go once again. We had mentioned that one car there who had fallen back after controlling this race. You had mentioned the damage as well on the 18 as we see Holcomb actually find the outside wall. I wonder if there's not some damage on the back bumper of the one car that we perhaps cannot see, and that's why the one is not as stable as what we saw in Stage 1. But he's trying all he can to get around that 18 car. There's some serious blocking going on down the backstretch with 1 to go in the stage next time by.
Flash 9 at 14 loves what he's seeing in his rear view mirror right now, but now he's focused because these guys have gone single file with 12 of the Private Patton going to push him down the straightaway. 18 race and says, come on guys, let's go to the outside. Let's try to make this work. They try to go with him, but nope, it looks like B. Holcomb's going to go back to the inside and say, I want that spot back.
Here comes the 12.
Gets him clear, but the 12 and the 14 are battling for the lead. Take it, Alex.
18 now going to force the issue, making it 3 wide to the bottom of the racetrack. We talked about there not being any out-of-bounds race head. Help from B. Holcomb in the 37 car, spoiling the party for the blue ovals on the outside. Mike RPM on the inside. They're 3 wide behind the 18. That's exactly what he wants to see. Race head with a stunner move down the backstretch to get the Stage 2 victory here at Michigan.
That was a power move, especially with some help from the 37 Billy right there. Man, you can't ask for any better racing than that. Private Patton is still up here, especially having that thing. But let me tell you what, that was some of the best stage race action I have seen without getting into an accident. So we got Flash 9, Duh, and Taddy. That was your top 6. But so Racehead, Mike RPM. Thanks, Taddy, and he left me. That's all I got to see real quick. I'm trying to keep it in my phone, Alex. I'm trying. He's just clicking through too quick. And again, I don't know what he's doing. 20% or 20 per... Whoa. 100% tape and 20 air pressure. That doesn't seem right to me.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to put a call in with Larry Mack.
Yes, please
Not that I'm
do.
gonna,
You guys got the connections out there. Get Taddy hooked up.
I'm
I mean, hell, get him in,
one cell phone
contact
number
with Carl
away
Long.
from Larry Mack, but I don't think I'd be able to get that. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably enjoying his off season.
Oh, as everybody probably is, but we're going to get ready to not have our off season here at Juicy Sports, right? We're going to rag and stack of stage 3, Alex. Take it as you always do.
Yep, this is going to be the most important stage with 38 laps to go. Another green flag pit stop will have to be made, and keep in mind the fuel window is 22 laps. The Busch brothers battling it out up front. Mike RPM, he's been second in both stages, so has scored the most points theoretically there, but looking to break out with a win and trying to get so by taking the lead in turn 3. They are side by side for second place as Mike RPM finds the point once again.
Now we do see a couple Chevrolet stuff here having some fourth push Toyota to the outside. Mike RPM, Billy Holcomb, and Flash 9. He has Private Pat right behind him. Taddy making his noise, making a little noise right now in that beautiful 51 car. Racing makes that outside line of 18 work real strict. They still 2 and 3 wide behind him. Top 3 right now is Mike RPM, Billy Holcomb, and Flash 9 with Racing right there. This is in your 4th spot. They like what they're seeing. These guys trying to get any advantages they can, trying to hold on. It looks like one car has got to be to stay in the draft. I think that might be the Bear. Let me go back there and check. In that 95. No, the Bear is right there, so no, that is KB Showtime, who is starting slowly leaves the rear end of that 95 with Toyota. The Bear, that's something that he cannot have happen if he wants to have a chance at any points tonight. Get out. Driving down the backstretch, Racehead sitting in that 4th spot. Here comes the battle for the lead, 37.
My mistake, I had moved my mic up there and my dog was barking. I thought I was talking.
Oh, no, you're fine. I've done that before, too. I don't know how many times I've done that, but Billy Holcomb makes a move for the lead. We got the 14 of Flash 9 going to go push him. They're going to shove the monster number 1 of Mike RPM to the outside. Here comes Taddy to give him a push. Private Pat still right behind him. Billy Holcomb gets himself a lap lit. Again, running job. That Robbie Racing 37 car, the one we were so familiar seeing. Probably an homage.
Here on board, further back in this field, we're seeing a battle for 7th place with the 2 car of Bad Fast Barley. Haven't really talked much about him here tonight, but he trying to secure a really good finishing position. I mentioned here when he entered here tonight, he was 2nd in the points, but didn't have the speed, hasn't collected much of the stage points here. But when that checkered flag fell at Kansas, he had a quiet day such as this, and he was able to get it home in 2nd place. So we'll see. Have yet to see a computer-controlled caution, only 2 yellow flags, and they have both been for stage breaks here tonight.
And that just shows the talent of drivers that we do have up here on the A Custom side. Dean Cook out there, y'all used to know him as El Parco. I just know him as Dean now, but yeah, El Parco, what's up, man? How are you? Chase Hamilton, he's been racing well too. Whackmaster himself all tuning in. They're all saying that 18's looking real strong, so let's keep an eye on that from our YouTube viewers. Thanks to all 7 of you out there watching. Again, this is Alex Broadcast. This is his stuff. I am Puddin'. It's an honor to be here with him.
Oh!
It's an honor to be watching these great drivers as they make a little contact. Tires probably wearing out these custom setups. Everybody's tires and fuel, they might be a little bit different because of the rear end differentials, spring ratios, wedge, and everything else.
Taddy took a little bit of the bump to the 2 car right there, and Mike RPM had to actually get out the gas. There's the 2 car trying to get back underneath, almost placing Taddy. That was dangerous to put him back on the apron there, but the 2 doing all he can to protect that position, and you see what it means for these drivers not to have a spot lost, and you cannot have a mistake here as the 2 has been able to crack the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Side by side, 2 rows deep, and a new leader, the 18 of Racehead, trying to get there. Here comes the 12 of Private Patton. 3 wide as they go down the back straight away.
With that high line, it's going to work just a little bit. The 18's going to take that. That's Racehead. We're going to hold that second line. 14's going to go with them. 37 of Billy Holcomb now up on that line we talked about couldn't get working. But guess what? There's 2 other people that now go up there, try to make that line work. 18 in the middle, probably going to get hung out to dry. 51 and Taddy pushing that 2 down the straightaway right there in the middle. Private Pat would probably get credit with that lap lead. But Billy Holcomb on the outside, Mr. 18 of racing, just holding on for everything he can. That inside looking real dominant with 5 cars now pushing. So that draft affects the deal. They're going to try to get up to the wall. Can't do it because they got to be able to protect themselves and the other drivers right there from doing it. These guys are now getting real antsy early in the stage 3 here, Alex.
I'm telling you, if the spotter worked in NASCAR Heat 5, it would be screaming for the 18 car, one inside, one outside, that entire lap. And the 18 doing a race head, doing all he could, and he did a fairly great job keeping that car in between both lanes of traffic. The 2 car, oh, trouble! The 2, or the 95 is hard in the outside wall and collected a hellacious hit by the 47. Oh my goodness, broadsided hard. Does that trigger our first yellow flag? It does not.
It does not. I was just going to say.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and excuse me, I do got to give a YouTube correction out there. Not Dean Clapp, that's Dean Cook. That is Warpig. Warpig. Stay in it, stay in it, stay in it. He said, do what? L what? I stay in it. That's right. That is Mr. Warpig's favorite saying is to stay in it. So sorry about that there, buddy. Buddy from out here.
Yellow.
Too, but these guys now have gone completely single file to try to regroup and figure out what they're going to do.
Yellow flag is actually out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there it is. Our first caution of the night. How do you say it? Computer controlled? I like it. I've never seen it before.
Well, it definitely deserved to be. I don't know exactly what brought that out, but the 47 and the 95 both have had issues in stage 1 and stage 2, and now stage 3, not the type of sweep they wanted for tonight. But the 95 car was the first one I saw sideways there, and the 47, the KB Showtime, had nowhere to go. Just broadsided, T-boned the 95 at speed, but both cars were off the track. It took a full lap to get these guys under a yellow flag for the first time in stage 3. Everybody is going to pit here.
And again, too, something that we have brought up a lot tonight too is in the sliders, the A's, in the A class, I should say, is that these guys are driving for not only their own points, but they're driving for team owner points out there too.
Speaking of team owner points, Team Penske doing a great job, and you know how I like to show my bias right there.
Yes,
I love Team Penske.
Yeah. I saw that picture on your desk.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Mike RPM gets shoved way down on that inside line, gonna let everybody go. Patty up there, 34 Doha, now making his move back up into that third spot. And your team Penske guys up there of Mr. Private Patton and Doha.
Yeah, Private and Bad Fast doing a great job there so far, leading this field. And as I had mentioned, there was 25 laps to go. This puts everybody just outside of their fuel window here. The question is, do we decide, do any of these guys have fuel savers in their car? Is it enough to save 4 laps?
I mean, if you're going to have to do that, they would have already been doing it. And I like that strategy. You know, I'm not a big fan of racing on fuel. I'd say just full send. Go out, see what you got, drive it, play the strategy that way. That 6th gear, don't put it in, have fun with it, and that's, at the end of the day, it is video games. So you guys are going out there and trying to do that. But we got Chase Hamilton out there too. He thought, said, I thought Alex was an RFK fan now. Well,
oh, I am. But commentator Alex is a fan of everything and everybody. 2-car will always have a special place in my heart, though.
Fenwick, Keselowski. I do like that new paint scheme on that, though, even though it is a Ford. But I do like that shiny green, or the, what do they call it? Metallic green. I like it. Sorry.
You know, I know we were talking.
It was kind of. Go ahead.
I was just to say, I know we want to talk about these guys perhaps going for the win here, but I believe what we're seeing in the back half of this field is some strategy there. Mike RPM is all but gone to last place there, and I believe the tail end of this field is doing all they can to try and save a little bit of fuel. My question is, will the tire wear be able to equal what they're be able to save in the fuel tank as well? But you see Flash 9, he had been we know he had been a strong car. A Bear, don't know exactly if he's just been pushing the limits. So, what's been at stake for that car, but we do know the 1 and the 14, as well as the 47. They've shown some speed here today. 47, too much speed. They're entering pit road. But these guys are well outside of that lead pack.
Yeah, and those guys back there too, as long as they stay single file, I wouldn't say 3/4 throttle, but not full throttle. You know, they can flirt in there, not be full throttle, I guess is the best way to say it. Just not have the hammer down all the way around. Will that give them that extra lap or two? Are they going to plan on not having a caution, getting these guys trapped down a lap whenever they pit? So, depending upon what their strategy is and how it works out, but we have a new battle for the lead up here as Private Patton now takes his caddies on the outside. Bellhuz right there with him in that 34, and Bad Fast Marley still making that yellow and black 2 pretty wide. He holds it off there, Alex, and Billy Holcomb Stewart can hold on to everything too. So, and Sledge that 43 car.
Yeah, and with the 8 car, Pete Cola actually not here, so you suddenly see 3 wide action. And DK Brown, before points are tallied up currently, I would say that the 2 car would actually be the point leader entering this race there, with the woes of the 8 car not being on here. And we saw DK Brown, unfortunately, disconnect. So, that's Marley doing a great job.
I did see the absence of Pete Colligator. I saw something in the chat. I don't know exactly what happened, but his absence is greatly being missed right now. Pete Colligator, a very strong competitor, and going into tonight, right? I guess he would have been the only A-class winner.
Yeah, we definitely will have a new winner here today. But check out how far back that second pack is in relationship to this lead pack. They are all banking on, we're seeing 2 strategies come to head here, Pudding. Right now, these guys up front, they're banking on perhaps a yellow caution coming out, as we saw contact between the 43 and the 34 there. But these guys, they're banking on us not seeing the yellow flag, or being done seeing the yellow flag. Those guys in that second pack are banking that we have seen our last yellow flag, and so they're going to try and do all that they can in order not to go down pit road. They have made the last pit stop of the day. These guys up front that are still too wide, they have not.
And we are all racers. We are all competitive. Where would you have, as a driver, in your mindset, where would you want to be right now? Me, I'm not very good at saving. I don't know. Heck, my pit strategy is so screwed up sometimes. I'd rather just be up here, race with the leaders, follow what I do, keep sight of them. What are your thoughts, and where would you be on that second pack out?
Well, it depends on how I feel with the guys that are racing. These guys are the best of the best here for GC Sports, and so I would be hard-pressed to believe that I don't, especially with the yellow flag just not being seen as of late, I would perhaps try to be in the second pack, only because I don't believe we will see a yellow flag in that that first pack up front, because of the strategy call made by these guys behind. It's taken out a number of cars that you would need in order to have a yellow flag. So that lead pack there, if we had 12 cars fighting for it, you're the greater chances of a wreck are happening. But now we have just 8 cars, and I don't believe we see the yellow flag come out because of that. We just don't see the numbers really in their favor. So I think this second pack, our winner could come from the 14 or the 1. My question is, though, will they have the tires to do so?
You bring up every fact you just brought up is everything that I was going to say too. So they obviously have something in their mind. They're going to have to pit together. They're going to have to draft together too. But we have seen numerous strategies out of these leaders up in front here, Alex. We've seen these guys pit, like Billy Holcomb pitted way early in stage 1, and he's in, and we've seen Taddy and them stay out till 2 or 3 laps after that too. So what are these guys' strategies up front going to have to do to play? So the guys in the second pack might want to keep an eye on who pits when and how they're going to pit. Me, I want them 4 precious tires, that way I can just drive her in deep and let her eat as hard as I can and try to get to the front. pack at the end of the day.
You know,
Sometimes
but
that doesn't always work.
especially with only 4 laps. I mean, we're considering the fuel window is about 4 laps. We went green. We restarted here with 26 laps to go. A fuel window is going to be 22 laps. I don't believe a 4-tire call is going to be enough to win this race if we see a winner out of this first. I believe if I'm one of these drivers here, and I don't know exactly if these guys are all in the same party chat or not, but this is something where in real NASCAR, you want to kind of coordinate with the guys that are in your favor, in your group. You know, hey, let's perhaps get single file. Let's run some fast laps here so that we can get the most distance on that second pack so that when we do come in, our distance that we have to make up is still shorter than what it would be if we're all, you know, side by side battling. These guys single file up front have been able to increase their distance there tenfold. They're about a half a lap in front of the 14, the 1, and the 47. These guys in our second pack, they're going to get slower and slower. You can actually see the 14 fall off there and them trying to save as much fuel while these guys are going at it. We're expecting, I'm sorry to go on a tangent right here, we're expecting these guys, as you had mentioned there, to make a 4-tire stop. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I believe we either see a splash and go, perhaps a splash and 2 tires. They're not going to need the full service in order to make it to the end, so that means their pit stop, while they still have to go down pit road, it's still going to be shorter than what we would expect out of a 4-tire pit stop.
Especially with no damage to tack on and the extra time too, but that can certainly change. Remember, if you bump draft somebody too hard, you give yourself, you know, not 14 seconds, but you give yourself a second or 2 there too. But these guys up in that lead pack have now gone single file, and everybody, to whatever strategy they have gone to, are committed, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
The yellow flag, everybody is absolutely 100% committed. So
well, a driver that is trying to change strategy there, though, right now, currently, is the 2 car. You see him back way off.
I saw that.
And his by himself, he figured that might be a winning call, so the 2 car has decided to bail out on that lead pack. But the thing that is going to be hard for him to overcome is the fact that he has to now start saving fuel deep in this run. These guys that are behind him have been doing so since the drop of that green flag on that last restart. He's just now doing that. So he has a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, I don't even think that's a podium strategy. And I mean, but he might have something wrong. He might be on the phone. Family emergency. We got to take that into consideration. As I'm on board with the beautiful red, white, and blue 51 Rick Ware Racing Aqua Teddy. I think he's coming down to pit lane because he done signal. Wow, but he had nobody go with him. He's clean and green to get down there. Obviously made it. No pit strategy, but no drafters. Nobody to help him. This is going to be really interesting now for him, Alex.
And 6 laps on fuel for these guys in this lead pack, so we expect these guys to come in very shortly. Taddy, though, with 11 laps remaining, he's going to be able to make it on fuel from here. We are seeing the 47 and the 18 decide to come down pit road. The fuel window to make it to the end is open.
It very much so is, and that was very, very fast pit stop, so you're probably right there as Taddy was lapped down. He only took a belly full of Sunoco fuel, probably even half a can, just enough to get him to the end. Whatever it might call for, will that benefactor him then?
Hands the lead over to the 43, the 34, and the 12. They have yet to go down pit road, and we noticed that 43 car, he stayed out very long on that last pit stop. As we take a look at Racehead, our Stage 2 winner, he is in to get service. So is B. Holcomb in the 37 car. Aqua Taddy has been able to make his pit stop so far. You see him now actually just behind on the same strategy as those guys that are still trying to save fuel. Will it be enough to go ahead and capture those guys that are still in fuel saving mode with 10 laps to go?
So Taddy just crossed the line and it said 9 and he's a lap down, so I think we're at 8 laps to go.
I don't believe he actually, no, he did not go a lap down. So he's still on the same lap, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then we're at 9 to go. Yeah, so exactly, you're right there on pace with this. The KB Showtime's 7th, the Bears 8th, Octopatty is running 9th, Racehead is 10th, Billy Holcomb is in 11th. That's all I can tell you from that stream right now. We obviously have the lead pack up on stream right here, but I'm telling you what, Alex, we're going to have to come down and get some of that
well, and you wonder, these guys that are still
fire this thing makes the car run.
these guys that are still on board, they're going to run it out. And I noticed the 43 car, he was one of the latest to go down pit road. So I believe he normally has a fuel saver in that car as he signals to go down pit road. He might only take a splash here instead of a splash in 2 tires and get back up.
And in that custom, too, the place that you do not want to be is the actual lead car, as we all know. Following a car behind, that can help you actually save.
43 is in. The leader is now going to be the 12 and the 34.
I'm board watching this right now. Yep. The 12 of Private Pat is the leader. As you said, let's see it. Yeah. I'm very curious on how this is working because Bad Fast Marley back here is just putting go-kart laps down, man. I mean, he's just putting go-kart laps down. He's banking on something happening.
I'm on board with Taddy right now. The guy that's the furthest ahead of these guys trying to make it on fuel is the 2 car of Bad Fast Marley. Behind him would be the 14. The guy that's already been on pit road there, and as you see, past the 43 car is the 51 of Taddy. Now these guys are in go mode. We are unsure of anybody in front as you see the 95 get loose in front of the 1. The 51 car is trying to run these guys down.
Private Pat down pit lane right there. As for Bad Fast Marley, I finally get to say it. That's a bold move, Cotton. That's a bold move. Will this strategy work?
Oh, the 95 really slow and actually holding up this lead pack of cars that has not been on pit road yet. Private Pat service is complete on the 12 car. There goes Flash 9 to go by him on the outside, but Taddy has been able to catch KB Showtime, and he's on the back bumper of the 1 car. So we're seeing a mixed bag of cars that have already been down pit road, now racing against cars that have not seen pit road. All this happening in the 51 car, trying to get there. The 34 of Dunn Hunt is our leader currently.
Yep, that's what I'm showing up on Taddy's screen. We're seeing the battle right now. Private Patton put that on them, just coming up fresh off the pit lane. He's right in front of the Bear right there, and the 95 Taddy right there in front of him. No, I'm going to
34 is on pit road there.
I really do want to know where Bad Fast is. I'm really curious. But yeah, we see 1 car coming down pit lane. That is Duh in a 34. We are 3 wide right in front of the 47 of KB Showtime right there.
It'll be 3 laps to go in the lead.
Alex, this is getting exciting. This is what I like to see. Strategy being played out. What's going to happen? Who's going to run out of petrol? Do they have enough tires? Can they get there?
The 2 car has the lead with 3 laps to go, and he is well in front of the 14 of Flash 9, who is our 2nd place driver. On board with the 2 car, running the Michigan native Brad Kozlowski's paint scheme. Brad, who has never won at his home track. Now, all you need are 2 laps. It's 4 miles left in this 2 car. Will it be enough?
And he has been putzing and coasting. He has been running that apron. Will this work out for him? We have seen this from him. Bad
Fast Marley not showing any speed in that 2 car at all. That's because he's trying to coast it to victory lane.
He is Bad Fast saving is what he's doing.
Meanwhile, the 12 of Private Patton, his teammate, the 12 car, has taken 2nd place from the 14 of Flash 9. It could be an all-Penske affair up front. We're going to face the white flag, and could we see, for the 2nd week in a row, a wide margin fueled by lack of it. Across the start-finish line, 1 lap to go here at Michigan.
I've seen Dale Jarrett in real life here at this track win on fuel mileage. This is a fuel mileage track. Let's see what happens, Alex. This is going to be fun. The Taddy's right behind him, the 12, and the Taddy's giving him a push. At Flash 9.
Slow.
All of them have led laps except for Taddy tonight, but these Ford Mustangs have been dominant up there.
He's really slow. He's wiggling down the backstretch. I don't know if he has enough. Here comes the 12 of Private Patton. Private Patton is trying to get there. He's going to flash by.
Gets out of their way.
Taddy is there as well, but it's not going to be the 2 car. It'll be Private Patton, another Penske car. Ryan Blaney did it in real life. The 12 car, Private Patton will do it virtually. He gets the second win of the season.
And Taddy's going to finish second. What one heck of an effort out of the 2 car to make that attempt. He just came up 3/4 of a mile short.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Private Patton, Aqua Taddy, Flash 9. That's your top 3. Duh, Billy Holcomb rounds out the top 5. Sludge in the 6th. Mike RPM 7th. Racehead 8th. Bad Bass Marley, after we saw him almost win this thing, ends up 9th. KB Showtime is in that 10th spot.
What a finish there. And the dramatic strategy there, and I liked it. It came to head in a very much a big way there. We'll be able to talk to Private Patton here in just a moment. A last lap pass and another win for the 12 car at Michigan.
And the Big 3 always love seeing their manufacturer win in their home state up here. And of all things, Ford has been doing that very well.
You see the 2 car coast onto pit road there. I like you there, Pudding. That was a strategy. We saw him switch, and we ourselves thought it was too late. It was too late, but just barely. Just barely.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly think that if he would have done that exact same thing 1 lap earlier, I think we would have seen a different outcome and a different winner tonight. But very bold move. Very strategic to try to get himself back up in there, and you got to applaud everybody for trying to think things through that far and make it happen. Because I would have ran it. I would have been out 5 laps ago. Everybody knows that.
Well, it's never over until it's over, and we saw that come to head there right on the last lap. A battle between strategies there, not pitting versus pitting. Penske. Both cars were on different strategy there. Penske Racing going to victory lane. And Private Patton, the victor here tonight.
That, though, in the sim world, seeing a Penske car go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ryan Blaney is my boys.
Don't forget, I'm from Ohio, and I've seen him and his family race quite a bit up there in Ohio on them local dirt tracks, all right? I raced up on those local dirt tracks to see Dale and Dave and everybody else. I don't know how to say this. I pull for Blaney, but I just wish he was in a bow tie. That's how do I say that politely?
You don't, because you're wrong. Just like your crew chief strategy. Also, DK Brown said he did exactly that. I just got a text message. He wants to see you in his office.
All right.
All right. We are, I believe Taddy's going to get us our winners here momentarily. I'm going to take a quick break to myself because I got to get water. So that was a great call, but I got to get something to drink. So we'll be right back with our interviews here momentarily. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks to Alex Ned for being the broadcaster on Thursday nights, and Dan Kate for helping Alex out tonight. I am Puddin'. Congratulations to all our winners. And again, thanks to Taddy. I keep wanting to say K-Taddy. Thanks to Aqua Taddy and everybody else that helps make everybody in this league function. From the broadcasters to anybody helping out there and getting into the races and recruiting from the C class all the way up to the A class, from the slider side to the custom guide side. So we really do appreciate all of your guys' good hard work out there to make this league what it is and what it has become.
All right, we are now joined. I want to ask before we put you on, well, we'll put you on the air there, but want to make sure that your settings are on always allow their Private Patton. Is that the case?
Yeah. We had an issue with that last night in the B Custom where because I always have my voice on allow. Well, not only that, but I stream as well. So like it's like my voice was heard, but apparently it wasn't heard. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun, man. That was hell yeah.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I mean, you're the winner here. We're talking to you first. You've brought Ryan Blaney back to victory lane, something that Blaney was able to do so this year in the real world. Walk us through that last lap. I mean, it was a battle of strategies there. Were a one and only computer-controlled restart kind of split the field there at the end.
Well, I'll tell you what, like Marley put up a hell of an effort. I'm just glad that a Penske car was able to go to victory lane tonight. But yeah, Marley was like half a lap short going into that, and he started sputtering going onto the backstretch, and Taddy and myself, who were on the because it was a tale of three strategies, right? So Marley, who was on that like hybrid strategy, and then you have Flash and all of them that are on the save from the get-go strategy, and then I'm just like, balls to the wall, screw it strategy. I think what did it for me, and I was even in a party chat with Taddy, was that I was doing the math in my head. I was like, okay, I'm going to pit until I could take a half can. My tires are good to go, and I could just, run it down. I didn't know. I'm actually wanted to ask Flash this, if he was still saving in that time or if his tires were just shot at that. I'm assuming he was still in fuel gear. Yeah, no, like I thought for sure, like, because everyone was saying Flash was going to get it. And then I saw him, like, as I was exiting pits, he was going by. I'm just like, I think I got it. So yeah, I think that was a hell of a race, man. Let's go. Always glad to come up here to the A Custom guys and run with these guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe you're a winner of the B main, so your invitation here. What does that mean to come in here, be invited, and own it by parking it in Victory Lane?
That I can run it with the best of them. I mean, these guys are the best of the best, of course. Real like pro league racers, and it feels good, honestly. As a non-pro league racer myself, it gives validation to what I do and the skills that I bring to the table. That I can go out and run with these guys, not just run with them, but also win.
Cool, Puddin'. Did you want to ask anything?
No, I don't talk to strangers. I don't know who he is. I don't talk to strangers.
I'll give you candy, little boy.
Oh, well, this is an entire different interview here. One I think Chris Hansen will be talking to in a moment. But congratulations to Private Patton there.
We're not strangers anymore.
Oh, want to give you the chance to shout out to anything or anyone you'd like.
Shout out to, of course, Marley. Again, that half a lap short. Everyone at Millennium Racing Team, we put in a lot of work, not just for this race, but all week. I kind of screwed the pooch in 8 presets where I could not make pit road to save my life, and I guess this was redemption for myself.
That's
on the
my question.
Side.
What happened Tuesday night? Because you done missed it 18 times.
Oh my God! Oh, not only that, but I screwed UK too, and I knocked him out of pit road by doing it. So I suck going on the pit lane, no matter what track it is. That is my kryptonite. People, I know how this sounds. People ask me how do I beat you? I'm just like, oh, okay, you beat me on pit road. I suck on pit road. Look at Texas. I suck at Texas. Just on track and the pit road. But Michigan, literally, I was looking at a bare brake bias, and it's 64%. All my customs, I set my brake bias to 80% just so I can make pit road. No cap.
Wow. Yeah, the other night, this is a little bit of redemption for you there, man. Congratulations. I saw something happen to you early in the race too. I don't know if it looked like on my screen it was a glitch or something, but you ended up in the back of the pack.
No, that was me running as talent. I was trying to do a preset move that I could do on presets. Of course, me being a preset guy, I know I could get away with diving on down like that. But in customs, you make a big swing like that, oh, you're gonna go right back to the wall, and that's what happened. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky that not one, a caution did not come out. 2, I did not lose the draft, and 3, Taddy didn't just kick me from the league for losing talent that much. So
I would have.
Yeah, I mean, I would have too, honestly. I mean, like Michigan. Michigan, apart from like, it was a lot of fun, though, real talk. Thanks to everyone for everything that you guys do up in the booth for making these broadcasts happen, and Taddy for putting on GC. Always glad to be here and proud to represent Penske here in Victory Lane.
All right, well, that was Private Patton invited and taking the most of that here in Victory Lane, putting Ryan Blaney and Team Penske #1 on the board. Let's bring in our second place driver of the night there, Taddy. Taddy, at one
What's up,
point we
guys?
saw trouble with you in stage 2. You got punted. The caution flag did not come out. We've seen you actually have trouble in both races here so far, but you've been able to overcome those issues. Walk us through your day and the strategy call to get to second place here at Michigan.
Yeah, man, honestly, I'm sick of having to fight back. But no, I mean, the beginning of the race, I qualified 7th, I think. I don't know, and it was like everywhere I go, there was too wide in front of me. You know, in the chat, people are like, man, like well, you just can't make passes. You can't make passes. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everyone's side by side in front of me, so I had nowhere to go. So I rode around and back for a while. Then finally, it started opening up. Partner DK Brown, shoot out to him. He had a good, strong car. He lagged out quick. At that point, I even said it on my broadcast. I'm like, oh man, Rick Ware cars are in trouble. I'm our only hope. And no, anyway, so the field started spreading out. I was able to start making some moves. Stage 2, yeah, sure enough, the incident happened. Barry got real loose off 2, overcorrected, got into Patton there, and I just had nowhere to go. The cars split me, you know, inside outside when I lifted. Patton ended up right in front of me. 34 come and took me out. That gave me a lot of damage. Stage 3, I seen people were going to start saving fuel, and I just wasn't about that. I went, you know, balls to the wall. It's time to go. And I pit early. I was hoping to bait the rest of the leaders, because it's kind of like Daytona, you know, whatever car pits first, they're going to have the momentum when the other cars are coming out of pit road. I knew nobody was going to take tires, just fuel. So I was trying to be the first one to go to pit road, hoping everyone would come after. And honestly, even with Patton's strategy, if I hadn't been racing, you know, the likes of Bear, Mike, and, you know, the cars that were saving fuel, I think I would have been able to get around and, you know, been another second or so up in front of Patton, and then a whole new ball game. But, I mean, kudos to Patton, great win. And just so you guys know, Patton actually qualified for A group. The only reason he's not racing full-time on Thursdays is because scheduling, he can't make every Thursday. So this just happened to be one of those nights that he could make it, and, of course, qualified from last night.
Yep. So there you have it. Great and honest information there from our league owner there, and putting it in second place, Taddy. This is going to be a weird question, but who do you have to thank here for tonight?
Yeah, so honestly, actually, I have a group of people to thank. As far as like building cars, Isaac Smallwood, aka Cola Motorsports, when Heat 5 first come out, him and I took a lot of time, worked together on building setups. Since then, we have a RTR group, Racetrack Ready. Robbie Racing started that, and so Robbie Racing and actually Bad Fast Marley was a member. P. Cola Gator, who was a member of the A group, he just switched over to iRacing. He's a big shout out. Gator. But yeah, those are the guys, you know, like they've been working with me week in and week out, before races and after. And of course, DK Brown, like this is huge. RWR was already the points leaders in the team championship, you know, and only the final position matters, your best finisher. So Smitty's been holding it down on sliders. DK was doing great in customs. Tonight was my night that I had to shine. And so I want to thank all of the RWR guys. They're doing great this season.
All right, well, early in this season, but 2 thrilling finishes here, both with fuel strategy there, but definitely coming down to the wire on this last lap of the stage. So let's go ahead and bring in our third place podium finisher, Flash 9 there, stage 1 winner, driving for Clint Boyer there. We noticed you had the test paint scheme on the car. That must have mean you were doing all that you could in order to be ready for this race. Walk us through your day.
You know, not really. I just loaded in at the wrong time and forgot to choose a scheme. So no sponsors to promote this week, but glad to get a third place.
Well, walk us through your strategy. You were the one of the drivers that decided not to go down pit road on that last restart there. What was the mindset behind there, and what more did you need in order to beat the 12 and the 51?
I mean, there's a couple guys that I had my eye on that would probably do it. I had a feeling that the one was going to, and I always know Patton is the dude for strategy. So, you know, either he was gonna save it or he was gonna go all out, and I would still have to try to beat him at the end. And I just miscalculated. You know, I thought there was one less lap to go, and I started going all out, you know, a little bit early. Had I stuck with it better. Maybe I could have stayed out in front of them. I don't know. It would have been extremely close, but still happy to get third, and was able to stretch like half a lap on saving gas last 2 laps. So I didn't want to be in between Pat and Taddy. They were coming to the white when I knew I was going to run out of gas. Trying to give them, at least their fair shot. But it was a great race. I really enjoyed it.
Well, you've had 2 races here, and you have 2 stage wins already. You're looking to be an early favorite that way, piling on those points there. What do you expect so far from this season, and how are you liking your chances?
Well, I'm just making up for all the laps that Clint Boyer never led in real life, so that's really that's a positive thing to start with. But Kansas, we led a lot of laps as well. Just had some unfortunate contact where I lost the lead group, and then there's strategy there as well. But we rebounded really good tonight. I'll take a third. It was a great, clean race, and it's really what keeps people coming back is competition. So I really don't remember where we're at next week, but I'm a fan, of most of the tracks on the schedule, and just gotta try to put yourself in position to win the best you can.
Alrighty there. That was the 14 of last night. Oh, I want to give you a chance to shout out anybody you'd like to as well. Sorry.
Yeah, I normally share a chat with Billy Holcomb, KB Showtime, and Daha Jr. And we're trying to find each other a little bit, without trying to just go single file. Everyone wanted to race and make it competitive, so I think we did that, for the most part tonight. But they're the guys I communicate with normally throughout the week, so shout out to them for keeping me sane, I guess, during the race.
All right. Looking forward to a really strong season that you are showing, and hopefully we'll be talking to you more later on there, Flash 9.
All right, thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Flash.
Thanks,
Puddin', it was thrilling as always here, and it's always a treat to be up here with you in the booth. I appreciate you and all the kind words that you say during the broadcast and of me. Does not go unnoticed, and I just want to straight up say that I admire you very, very much, so I appreciate that, man.
No, thank you, Alex. And again, from everybody else's standpoint, how the racing went, and I was very fortunate enough, again, as everybody saw and know, I actually got to meet you, and for your talents and your knowledge, especially, man, your knowledge. I thought I knew a lot about NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, stock car, whatever. Your knowledge always overwhelms me, and it was such an honor to shake your hand, give you a hug that day at in Colorado, man. And thanks for allowing me to be up here and watch this exciting racing that we have here at GC Racing at the custom level too. I do the sliders. Sliders are a lot more manageable. You know what I mean? These custom guys, they might build a car for a burner lap, but that burner lap doesn't compete to a long run car. And it looks like we had a lot of that tonight too. But to see these guys go out, give it their all every week on such a short field, I think the short field makes it a lot easier too over a bigger field for these guys to be a lot more competitive because there's somebody who doesn't know this custom so well to get in the way.
That is entirely true, and entirely why you at home definitely need to be putting Thursday night at 8 o'clock on your calendar. You don't want to miss what's next in store for this season. Another congratulations to Private Patton. He is your winner in that 12 car for Team Penske. Getting it done at Michigan here next week. I'm not exactly sure where we are, but definitely join us here. It's going to be another exciting one here, right here in NASCAR Heat 5. From all of us here, put in myself there, Taddy, and the G Sports Racing League. So long. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we will see you next week beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.